Hello, Internet! I'm Ellie the Purple Hair Doofus, and welcome to Buddy Reads, where I read a small selection of a book and review it for you. Today we are continuing our journey through The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss, and covering chapters 66 through 73. I hope you've read up to that point yourself, because I do not want to ruin anything for you. Our section begins with Kvothe getting a new room. The mayor has moved him, thanks to him saving his life, and he gets a much bigger room with a bigger wardrobe, and it's just Kvothe walks in and he's like, this is awesome. This is amazing. Now that the mayor trusts him again, he can go out about town whenever he wants, and of course he goes out and he meets with Dinah some more. And it's just blah blah blah. I love you. I don't trust you. Blah 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 blah. Actually, it's more, I love you, but I can't tell you, so I'm just going to give you some flowery language.
I don't believe that you love me. I want you to love me so much because I love you, but I'm not going to tell you either.
And it's just... Kvothe comes back from his outing, and he starts to learn dinner etiquette, because he is about to go to a lavish dinner with the mayor, meet the woman that he is supposed to court for the mayor. He goes to the dinner, they meet. She, of course, is beautiful and perfect and amazing, like all of the women in Kvothe's story, and it really bugs me. I really, really wish that we had an ugly, evil lady right about now, because not a single one of them has any flaws. It's really irritating. Eventually, Kvothe has to kind of, what I call, pull a Roxanne, and he has to put words into the mayor's mouth so that the mayor can court this woman. Then we have a section about Dinah some more, and Kvothe talks about how you're supposed to handle Dinah. It's just all sorts of wrong. That section just really, really rubbed me the wrong way. But we also get the intention that the mayor isn't safe. After the whole birds incident, the mayor had kicked the medicine man out of his mansion. And now the mayor is starting to get symptoms like Kvothe did when he was under the blood spell of Ambrose. So Kvothe takes some time to build a gram or protection spell for the mayor. And of course, while he's doing that, he runs into Dinah again. And it's just more blah, 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 blah. And it's just no. Kvothe invites Dinah out to go for a lovely stroll through the garden. When they meet, this is where Kvothe actually tells her that he is working with the mayor. And she's like, that's one of the richest men in the world. And he's like, I know. He's like, maybe he can help you to get a real patron. And she says, I already have a patron, thank you very much. And that's where you start to see some tension between Kvothe and Dinah. And I'm like, yes, I want tension between the two of them. But Kvothe kind of says, oh, you're right, you do have a patron. I am sorry, I never said anything. And I'm just... You were so close, Kvothe. You were so close to making the story between you two interesting. And then... nothing. So Kvothe invites her out to the garden. They go to the garden, but they go at night. Dinah's like, why are we going at night? And he's like, I don't know if he would really appreciate you being here. And they're going out for a lovely stroll, and they actually run into the mayor. And he is talking with the woman that Kvothe is supposed to court for him. And Dinah's like, it looks like that's going well. It's like, yeah. And she says, it looks like it's going really well. And then they actually pass by. And Kvothe kind of gives a nod to the mayor, and the mayor kind of gives a nod to Kvothe, and it's just, and Dinah's like, you mean you actually know him? I thought you were kidding. I thought you just worked for someone underneath him, but you actually know him? And she doesn't yell it right there, but she says it afterwards, and Kvothe's like, I told you. She's like, I didn't believe you. I totally thought you were kidding. But she still doesn't take the offer for him to help to get her a better patron. And then right in the middle of his story, Kvothe in present day holds up his hand. The chronicler stops writing, closes his hand to signal to stop, and the chronicler rapidly puts his paper away, and Kvothe starts dealing out cards. And by the time all the cards are dealt out, the mayor of that town that the inn is in bursts through the door, and he says, ha ha ha, Kvothe, or ha 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 ha, Coat. Oh, and the chronicler, there you are. I've been looking for you. I need to speak with you privately. And Coat and Bass are like, oh. They take the hint and they go away while the mayor talks with the chronicler. Coat and Bast are in his bedroom. Bast is like, this is so boring. What are we going to do while they're talking? And Coat says, well, I could give you another lesson. And Bast says, oh, okay, what kind of lesson are you going to give me? And he pulls out this chest that has no locks and is sealed up tight with iron. And he challenges Bast to find a way to open the chest. And Bast tries to go through all these things, and he eventually doesn't come up with an answer. And Coat is like, you did well, but just not good enough to crack the puzzle. And Bast is, of course, disappointed, but he lets it go. The mayor leaves, and Coat and Bast sit down with the chronicler again to continue his story. The rest of this section is pretty Dinah heavy, but this is where Dinah starts to get awesome. Okay, so you have Kvothe, and he is walking around town at night, and he notices Dinah at night. And he thinks to approach her, but then he's thinking, wait a minute, what is she doing out here alone at night? I should follow her. Maybe she will take me to her patron. And so he follows her kind of like in the shadows. Kind of creepy how he follows her. It's like full on stalker vibe how he follows her to an alley. And he's on top of this building looking down. He sees Dinah walking down this alley, and there's a woman lying in the light. She looks almost dead. Dinah is accosting a man, and she actually stabs him in the neck and says, get the hell out of here. We don't want you in this town. Leave. And the guy holds his neck, and he runs off. The woman that was lying on the ground slowly gets up, and Dinah says, come with me, I will help you. We're going to help you to achieve your goals. And I'm like, this is amazing. You have finally, after a book and a half, you have finally made Dinah a character that has something other than Kvothe doting after her. And that's awesome. She takes this woman to a restaurant, and Kvothe creepily stalks her to this restaurant. He even sits like a booth or two away and eavesdrops on their entire conversation. And the conversation, he can only hear Dinah's side, but it pretty much goes, Dinah says, I'm here to help you. What do you want to do in this town? The girl murmurs something. She says, well, if you want to do that, you're going to have to get rid of the accent. Girl murmurs something. She says, what actually brought you to this town in the first place? The girl murmurs something. Oh, I understand that about family. Family is like that sometimes. I understand why you ran. The girl murmurs something. Dinah says, oh, I could help you to do that. You're going to have to get rid of the accent. You're going to have to get better clothes. You're going to have to realize that there are going to be men like that after you if you want that. If you don't do the accent, if you don't get the clothes, you're also going to have to abandon your family. Or, how long has it been? And the girl murmurs something. And she says, that is plenty of time. That is just enough time. If you go back to your family now, they will probably welcome you with open arms. That is enough time for them to miss you and realize that you are gone. The girl murmurs something, and you really just get the sense throughout this conversation that the girl has come to the city to become a prostitute. Dinah is trying to help her to become a high-class prostitute or either go back to her family. And the girl would much rather be a high-class prostitute. And Dinah says, okay, we'll leave, and I'll help you to achieve that. Kvothe is sitting there at his table listening the entire time. It's kind of creepy how he is stalking her like this. Then we have a small section on secrets, how they weigh a person down, and you have Kvothe and Dinah, and they are walking around in the daytime, and he has this secret about seeing her. The secret kind of weighs on him. He asks her about the patron again, and she gets a little irritated. She's like, please don't ask me about the patron. I can't tell you who it is. Please stop asking. Kvothe says, okay, on my honor, I swear I'll stop trying to figure out who your patron is. She says, I did write a song for him. He would like many, many, many people to hear it. Would you like to hear it? And Kvothe says, of course. I would love to hear your song. Dinah plays the song, and it's the story that Kvothe has heard before. It's different than the story that he heard. The guy in the story, Dinah makes him out to be a hero, and Kvothe knows that he's not a hero. At the end of the song, she says, so what did you think? And Kvothe is like, he almost seems sheepish in his dialogue, and I almost imagined him while I was reading it. I imagined him saying this oh so quietly, but being like, that man wasn't a hero. And her being like, what? He says that man didn't do those things. That's not the tale. And she says, oh. And he says, and that city's actually called this. And if you change the name back, it'll be a different meter to your song. It'll mess up your song. And Dennis says, these are the facts that I learned, that I did a lot of research for my patron. And Kvothe says, your facts are wrong. Dennis says, you don't understand. You don't know how much research I did to write this song for him. And Kvothe says, I understand that, but your facts are wrong. You can't go spreading around wrong facts. And they start fighting, like real fighting. And it's like this tension between the two of them. And I'm like, yes, this is what I want. Yes, I want tension. I don't want Kvothe being a pushover for Dinah. I want him to stand up to Dinah. And here he is standing up to Dinah. And he is standing up because this story eventually leads to Vexandrian. And he realizes that if Dinah continues to research the story, it will lead her to Vexandrian. And he actually mentions it to her. And she's like, what are you, some kind of 12-year-old? And he's like, no. And then he wants to tell her what happened to his family, but then he remembers that he can't. And he actually mentions the wedding. The wedding, which I completely and totally forgot about. In the first book, Dinah goes with this same patron to a wedding. And she passes out during the wedding, and it's attacked. And everyone is dead at this wedding except for her. She went around with this story, and everyone thought, of course, she was the one that killed her. Kvothe brings this up. It just makes her madder. They argue some more. They get into like this huge, massive fight. And I'm just like, this is exactly what was needed between the dynamic. This is exactly what I wanted. Dinah storms off, and it's just Kvothe. And he sits down, and he wants to write her a letter. He wants to explain everything to her. He wants to tell her all of his secrets. And he sits down, but he can't write about his past. And I'm like, good. You shouldn't be able to write about your past. Because if you write about your past, you're going to write about the Chandrian. And that's going to call them to you. And you don't want that right now. And that's pretty much where the section ends. Yeah. So this was pretty Dinah heavy, but that last part, Dinah becoming a hero to that girl, Dinah fighting with Kvothe, Kvothe standing up to Dinah, that was all amazing. And I loved it. And I can't wait for more. If you like what I'm doing, go ahead and click the subscribe button. If you like this video specifically, go ahead and click the like button. And go ahead and leave a comment letting me know how you felt when they started fighting. Was it like, I don't like it when mommy and daddy fight? Or was it like, yes? Let me know. I've been Elliot the Purple Hair Doofus. This has been Buddy Reads, reminding you to watch your Pajama Radius. And I will see you all in the next section of The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. Toodles!